Widescreen setup. You got the black bars on the top and the bottom. Go ahead and hit our coins. You get to play from 3 playable characters, but honestly, you get Sophia, Dewey. I mean, isn't that a badass name? Dewey. And of course, you get our hero, Rastan, aka Dollar General Conan. This game is going to make you definitely think you're playing Golden Axe. It's going to give you those Golden Axe vibes for sure. I enjoy it though. Like I said, I'm a sucker for any side-scrolling beat-em-ups for whatever reason. This one's rather unique in that it's very lengthy. It takes about an hour and a half to beat this game. Probably not going to go through the entire game tonight, but it's fun. Basic commands, you know, you got your sword slash, you got jump, double tap your direction to run, combo things, jumping slashes, you get close to your bad guy opponents and everything, and grab them, throw them around, things like that. You can use magic, all sorts of good stuff. Biggie D looks like Golden Axe. I mean, 100%. Yeah, you can. This is back in the era when anytime a game maker produced a successful title, all the other game makers are like, well, how do we do that ourselves, but not necessarily, full-on copy it. It's one of those like, change your homework just enough so the teacher doesn't find out. That's essentially what happened all the time in the 80s and 90s with these various video game makers. This one's also kind of unique in that you can change as far as the story, the levels and everything, so it's just not a standard linear progression. You can actually choose your own adventure. And poor Rastan in his little moccasin boots just sliding down this mountain. He's got balance galore, that's for sure. Jolly Green says just tried it, it's fun. It is a fun game. Like I said, no-brainer for people that like beat 'em ups. If you enjoy Golden Axe, you'll enjoy this. Probably doesn't have as much character as Golden Axe in my opinion, but that's also coming from a avid Sega fanboy. I mean, I'm notorious for being very Sega friendly. So like, this is a Taito game. So you'd have to ask Taito why this seems like a bootleg of Sega's Golden Axe. This is Golden Axe on steroids. I wouldn't go that far, but it is very Golden Axe-esque. Like Golden Axe Return of Death Adder, it's probably visually the closest in terms of comparison. Obviously gameplay, get the classic barbarian-esque type of person that's in like 1,000 video games where the guy's just wearing a loincloth and has a giant broadsword. Use some magic, my special. What kind of sorcery is this where they got freaking daggers? That's not magic, it's like freaking Magneto out there. Go ahead and die. The joy of being able to play it at home. Don't have to worry about coins. When you die, you can change your character if you want. We'll go ahead and be Dewey because that is such a amazing, scary name. You know, nothing breathes fear into the hearts of your enemies and the monsters throughout the kingdom as when they hear the name Dewey. In the later levels, you'll see this is got some of like the most metal looking bosses ever. If you ever look up the arcade game art, which is kind of in the thumbnail, you'll see this is a very classic European inspiration type of design for the characters and everything. Your classic scantily clad woman, guy with a 12-pack, not an 8-pack, 12-pack. Can you mod an overload, or can I mod an overhead marquee on these iiRcades? I mean, you can. You don't necessarily have to now because they've got their version 2 machine coming out that has a light-up marquee. So it wouldn't necessarily be beneficial or smart to mod one of these existing machines unless you got it for a bargain or something like that because, like I said, they've got a new machine coming out that has a light-up marquee. They announced theirs and it looks very suspicious, like the XL or Arcade 1-Up cabinets, even though iiRcade announced and showed their design first. It definitely looks like people were looking at each other's homework on that one, because they're very similar designs. But then again, it's like cell phones. I mean, you can only really kind of make arcade cabinets look so unique. Cell phones all look the same, rectangle with a screen. Oh, Dewey, you're an agile warrior, but you just look silly prancing around in your boots. Cigarettes at you. Is there any chance of iiRcade getting Mortal Kombat or NBA Jam, etc.? Basically the games Arcade 1-Up has. Is there a chance? Yes. Is it likely? No. I'll be 100% front with you. Arcade 1-Up in their contracting likes to box other companies out. They don't want you to have options to play the games. They want you to only be able to play their games or those games on their platform. Getting the same games you can get on other platforms on the iiRcade. Like, the screen's better and the sound's better, that's true, but like, does it justify buying a whole nother machine just so you can play the same games? Not really. Uh-oh, just keep going down. I love how you have the options, like, you can nope out of that spot right real quick. Let's go Sophia. Make sure we don't get speared here. And you can hear the knights with their German. I don't speak German, but I assume they're saying not polite things. So much fun playing it the other night. Didn't even know it was a thing. Yeah, since it was only, you know, an overseas release in the arcades, versed in this one for sure. Gotta love the stereotypes of the scantily clad woman, heroine, you know, she's fighting all these bad guys. And those guys are the skinniest dudes ever. Fun, not Finn, but there was Finn. Yeah, I don't know what she said. Like I said, she's threatening me in German, but... And this is a very satanic looking monster bad guy that apparently is just impervious to getting hit directly, so I gotta hit the dragon or whatever that's coming out of the butt mud water. Michael, was this a dual screen like X-Men? Yes, it was dual screen like X-Men. That's why it's super wide and skinny. That's why you got the black bars on the top and the bottom. It was a dual screen setup. It's a pretty interesting looking arcade machine. Go ahead and Google it. Bright red cabinet. Man after my own heart here. No podcast, just a game stream. Yep, there you go. I mean, we've retired the retro buzz, so I got Friday nights free now. Looks like Michael B has a video on version 2. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good. RGA Shane, yes sir, doing well. Let's go to the tower. Look at that, just flying around casually, upwards on a dragon. Apparently this level is the Wind Canyon, so it's aptly named. My little dragon doesn't really have to fly much, as he just has to flutter his wings and he gets drafted upwards. It's a good thing I don't have to like dodge the walls here. We'll say the scream noise, they could have done a little bit better with that, because I'm beating all these male knights and they're screaming like female banshees as I toss them off their dragons there. Do I know when Turtles Arcade Numbskull is coming out? Asked Paul. Well, Paul, last I heard that was supposed to be planned for this summer. Things might have changed. I haven't got an update from them in a while. But the last original plan that I was told was summer for that, because they still wanted to release Space Invaders and one other game this springtime, and that is yet to happen. So we shall see. I know that they were struggling with changing their manufacturing plant, which was not ideal, but they needed to do that for cost measures and quality measures because they weren't really happy with the original factory they were using. So that was a big delay for them. But I'll be picking those up for sure. I love all the numbskull machines as well as the new wave toys. Something about just how detailed they are and how accurate. It's crazy to me that, you know, they can get more accurate on a 1/6 scale and a 1/12 scale machine than Arcade 1-Up can get with their 3/4 scale arcade machines. Just goes to show you that who's paying attention and who really is striving for authenticity. Not today, Lizard Dan.
Follow this path.
Follow this path. One of my favorite games at my local golf and stuff. I'm glad to see iiRcade adding this one. Hey, your local arcade has a playable version of this, Dragon Gamer? That would be rather surprising and impressive. I really need like German subtitles for all these bad guys as I hit them. Like, most of the game is spoken in English, but for whatever reason, like the bad guys, when they're talking jive to you, it's in German. And I did not take German in school. I'm gonna use that special because these guys are cramping my style and I'm running out of time. Run away! Run, girl, run! Good Lord. I'm surrounded. I'm surrounded. I gotta dance. I need a power up like nobody's business. Got a pendant. That doesn't do any good for me. I need some magic. Oh, nice. They just ran away. That's helpful. I'll take a default victory. Say, Jack Pine, love this game. Played on the Legends pedestal with a 65-inch screen and just about fills the TV. There you go. That sounds like quite the setup there. Closing on the house early next month. Retro Game Arcade is going to level up. There you go. Sounds like you're getting some more space to grow the collection. Just realized I need to put in more quarters. There we go. All these bosses, for the most part, definitely look like they belong on like a Swedish metal album cover. They are all very looking. Dragon Gamer, they did. Don't know if they have it anymore, but have come across it in my travels. Wow. I've never seen a machine that has this one in it, so good for you. Bad fortune. We lose sight of the road. We have set foot on an eerie marsh. Behind us, the enemy is closing in, and there is no way to turn back. Oh, crap. Went too fast. Like your Indiana Jones pinball, is that coming to an Arcade 1-Up pinball machine, I think? Is it possible? Yes. Arcade 1-Up and Zen Studios would have to, you know, be better bedfellows. Let me put it that way. But I mean, there's been a long-standing rumor that Arcade 1-Up was going to do a Williams, or not a Williams, but a Universal-themed arcade cabinet, not arcade cabinet, pinball machine. They showed prototypes to buyers' meetings like well before their machine ever came out, and then it just like never happened. John D said on a bunch of interviews that, you know, doing something like that makes licensing very difficult, and I don't disagree with him, but it's also like you wouldn't be showing prototypes of it if you didn't already have some of that stuff in the works. So, I don't know. Like, if it happens, that's cool, but at the current Arcade 1-Up pinball prices, I don't think it's cool. I'm still miffed that they, just casually raised their price like $400 on everybody this year, and then acted like it was ain't no thing, Keep up with Rastan. It is like the goofiest looking dragon thing ever. It's like a beanpole with wings, but it still has the ability to shoot fire. Crocodile man.
Go.
Follow
Follow this path.
this path. Somehow I didn't fall into the abyss there. Oh. Hydra. Man, this special move is not doing crap. It's like missing the target. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna die again. If I was smart, I would have been keeping track of my continues so I could have counted quarters, or pretend quarters. Oh, he's dead. I saw the Marvel pinball back down to $5.99 recently in Walmart. Yeah, they've been doing small sales here and there. In the last month alone, it's been, all the machines went down to $5.99. Marvel went down to $5.49 for a little while. So, they've been doing deals, but I mean, theoretically, it's not a deal when your original price was $5.50. So it's like, it's kind of like you go into a store and they mark up the MSRP like crazy and then say 30% off, and that 30% off is just normal retail when you do the math. Kind of what it feels like. Go to the ship level now. Harbor Village of Peslo. Go there all the time. I was a big fan of the Arcade 1-Up pinball machines at, that $500, $550 price point. When they went to $849, it becomes a whole nother ball game, and I'm just, you got better reasons to save your money at that price, especially when you consider tax and sometimes shipping, depending on what vendors you're buying from. There, finally. So if you're not familiar, you get the little magic orb there, and a homeboy now follows me around and does magic for me. The best thing about it is, like, if I want him to cast magic, I have to smack him around. So, like, Golden Axe, you had to collect the little potion vases. Here you just have the wizard guy follow you around and you smack him in the face when you want him to attack.
Go. Follow this path.
There he is. Meteor strike. Michael says his uncle lived there. Your uncle's from Peslo, huh? I hear they have, quite the culinary treat. They're known for their BLT sandwiches over there in the Isle of Peslo. I also love the optics of Rastan running around here collecting all these gold and silver coins. Man ain't got no pockets. Man ain't got pants. Where is he putting all these gold and silver coins? Should be getting a power-up soon. You're able to, like, throw fireballs and lightning bolts with Rastan if you get certain power-ups. I feel like I should have got one by now. Oh, I got a battle axe. Nice. I mean, it looks cool. Doesn't really do anything different, but it looks cool nonetheless. All right, we're almost to the boss. Get these fools out of my way. Once again, this boss looks like he belongs on a death metal t-shirt for sure. Pretty easy to beat though. You just kind of like hide out there in the middle, avoid his pincers. Oh crap, and I just realized I don't have enough health for my magic. There you go. And he'll regenerate, of course, as they always do. There we go, bada bing, bada boom. You did know you could get the wizard to do anything? Michael thought he just stood there. He thought he was a, you know, just a fair weather friend that just kind of hangs out and watches you succeed. Yeah, you gotta smack him around if you want him to release some magic spells for you. I think they do 3 of them. I could be wrong. It's at least 2 that I know that you can get him to use. Oh, of course, he gut checks me with his freaking spike. Climb up the chain. That's got to be super uncomfortable since he's not wearing pants. Once again, definitely not... Didn't think ahead when he was all like, hey, I'm going to go, you know, defend the realm in a loincloth. There we go. There's my freaking power up that I was looking for. Throw some fire. Very Legend of Zelda-esque. Homeboy just stabbed me in the back. Guy's not playing fair at all.
So, follow this path.
German? Anybody? Get all them coins for no reason. May power be with you. Medallion. That does nothing. Oh, here we got the freaking wizards throwing their cigarettes again. Oh, freaking screen. Well, that's gnarly. You's ugly. You's very ugly. Die. Oh, he got me. Finish him off. Cut his arms off. He dead. He's super dead. I feel like it's an anti-smoking campaign with those wizards coming out there throwing their cigarettes. I'm glad to see the retro games making a comeback. The 80s and 90s were the best to grow up in. I agree. Minus the whole, you know, I don't know, it's good and bad. Like I remember having like 0 adult supervision. It was just one of those things, like parents were like, hey, come back when the street lights come on. You know, that's when you had to come back home. Nowadays that stuff doesn't fly, but it was a great time to grow up, for sure. I mean, this is like more of the 70s technically, but like things like lawn darts, you know. Hey, let's give children straight up javelins and call it a toy and let them, you know, play unsupervised in the backyard. And surely nothing bad will come of this. But you know, most of us survived. We drank water out of a garden hose and didn't die of lead poisoning, or at least the ones that did. R.I.P. Oh, look at that cute little chipmunk. He's just hanging out. I love that somebody like literally took the time to animate and include a chipmunk running around on the forest floor. It just seems a little extra. Guy freaking maced me. Oh, see, look, these wizards have already quit smoking. Now they're just throwing snow cone balls. Seriously, guy? I got a 3-foot broadsword and you're coming at me with boomerangs? It's like, not smart. Not smart at all. Not only that, my broadsword's freaking striking lightning bolts. I mean, come on now. Jay Heath, I played lawn darts with my cousins growing up. See? I mean, I assume most of you survived. But in retrospect, is like, how was that acceptable? Why was that acceptable?
Go. Follow this path.
And like, I remember Easy Bake Oven. I knew several kids growing up where their like sister or something like burned their arm severely on their Easy Bake Oven because it was legitimately, you know, an electrical device that warmed up and you could make stuff in. Those were the days. Dragon Gamer, there are many sequels to classic arcade games. Yeah, not all of them are great. Most of, so like the Golden Axe fighting game, it's freaking terrible. Most of the Double Dragon sequels, not so good. So there's good and bads to everything. Obviously, you know, good sequels like Street Fighter 2, far superior to the original Street Fighter 1. But it's kind of like movies that, you know, there's oftentimes like a straight to video sequel to a movie you like. Video games are very similar. A lot of times there were, you know, overseas releases only for arcade games, just because somebody's like, that's not good enough for the American audience. And freaking Venus Flytrap Monster. Get him. Come on. I don't understand, like, how we're getting, like, baby Venus flytraps. Let's bring Sophia back in the mix. This monster feels like it needs a woman's touch. Except apparently she can't hit anything with that whip. There we go. Snoopy Snow Cone Maker. I mean, I love me some snow cones. Definitely, I didn't have a Snoopy Snow Cone Maker, but I do remember seeing it as a kid. Saw it in a flea market about a year ago. At least the box. I don't know if it had everything in it. Select and push to the land of adventure. Double Dragon Neon was great. Yeah, I feel like your whip is not a smart choice against bow and arrow guys on horses. Oh. Make sure I don't get Christopher Reeved here. Gotta stay on my horse. Dr. Pepper flavor. I don't think I've ever had a Dr. Pepper flavored snow cone. I'm pretty basic when it comes to snow cones. I either get the rainbow or just a solid cherry. Can't go wrong with a cherry snow cone. Man, PETA is going to be in for a fit if they see this gameplay, because these horses are getting wrecked. Hey, Papa Brad, what's up? Up again. Guy showing up with a boomerang. I mean, I guess he's better matched now that all I have is a whip, but still. And these guys are just throwing dinner plates. Like, it's like the odd job from James Bond. It's like, who throws a shoe? Who throws a bowling hat? These guys are throwing dinner plates. These are like the fattest zombies ever, even though you look at their arms and legs and they have like no mass. For whatever reason, they've maintained all, you know, body mass in their stomach. Man, these guys are grouping up on me. Get him. There we go. Finally. Guy was like just out of range on me. Another good game on the iiRcade. Yeah. So I'm always a sucker for beat 'em ups. I know not everybody's a beat 'em up fan because it's quasi-repetitive gameplay for the most part, but I like simple games. I don't know what it is. Just, you know, move left, move right, smack them around. It just never gets old to me. Play video games to relax and have fun, not to like stress and go, oh my god, this is the most difficult thing ever. So beat 'em ups give me that opportunity. More boomerang baddies. Apparently there's a lot of boomerangs in this kingdom. Somebody ought to do something about that. Hurry up and die, Sophia, so I can change. We'll bring Dewey back. Even though he's literally my least favorite. His weapon has no range. He's very fast, but he has no range whatsoever, so people are like up in your face stabbing you by the time you get anything on him. And his name's Dewey. I just can't get over that. Plays really good. They optimized it well. They did. Like I said, I was happy to see them not try to crunch it in 4:3 aspect ratio, because then it just looks really goofy since it had that dual screen setup in the arcade. Just wouldn't look well. Uh-oh. Snow cone wizards are back. Happy to see they do appear to have killed their cigarette addiction. They're no longer throwing those cigarettes. All right, let's see if I can land on these platforms without dying. So far, so good. Go up these chains, avoid these little flying, whatchamacallit, demons. Whew. There we go. Get him, Dewey. You just run into him. That works? There we go. Dewey, you should have skipped that heavy lunch because you just fell to the floor, fatty. Up the trap, Dewey. You got freaking Skeletor over there. Alright, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to kill that guy. Because it doesn't look like I can get close enough, so hurry up and die, Dewey. How are you not dead? There we go. Finally, Dewey. Back to daggers. Alright, let's bring in Rastan. Okay. Apparently I just kill a bunch of the skeletons and he finally withers away and dies. How was I supposed to know? Didn't look like he was taking any kind of damage. Hard to see. This reminds Papa Brad of the Sinbad movies. Yeah, I mean, there's, like I said, I called this Dollar General Conan the Barbarian because that's, you know, an obvious inspiration just looking at the character. But yeah, I can see the Sinbad movies as well, especially with the island theme and, you know, the ship nature. Final stage, the Temple of, yep, I'm not going to say that word. Gustopolis? Gulistopolis? Yeah, we'll say that's what it is. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. As mentioned earlier, the music is pretty mwah in the Rastan Saga games. Got him. Conan. You mean Rest? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, get the potion. Get the potion. There we go. Marine medicine. What is that? Sounds awfully specific. It's like it only cures you from fish bites. I ain't getting bit by no fish right now. Getting wrecked by these temple guards. Get him, get him. That's it? Almost beat it? Question mark? Not quite. Still got a little more to go. If I remember correctly, I said it's been years since I beat it, but last I did, I want to say it took me like over an hour to beat this game. But there's also like bonus stages too. I don't recall us doing that yet. So maybe I just misremembered that portion of it. This dude looks gnarly. That's all he, okay, I was about to say, that's all he does is jump. Didn't even swipe, but then he smacked me in the face for talking jive to him. Good high fantasy theme in this game. Yep. End boss. Okay, well, Brad knows more than I. Like I said, it's been years since I played through this one. Undersea volcano suddenly erupts and the temple starts sinking into the sea. We just barely escaped from the island and watched the island sink. Because that's what islands do, they sink into the ocean apparently. I did not find the last jewel of, I don't know, is that Depin? Depow? I don't know, font on that's a little interesting. Perhaps it was invisible. What an excuse, Rastan. Perhaps it was invisible? No, I don't think it was. So apparently that is the game. I thought there was more to it. I could have been wrong. I am wrong, clearly. But $12.99 on the iiRcade if you want to test it out, or just download the ROM, do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you. But fun game, especially if you enjoy side-scrolling beat-em-ups. And that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everybody hanging out for the chat, watching the gameplay, hanging out with me. Hope you guys have a great weekend and the rest of your Friday goes swimmingly. Until next time, see you guys later.
Thank you.